What's up, y'all? It's Ty in this video. Today, we're going to be going over talking about our top quarterbacks in college football 25 Ultimate Team and ranking them on a tier list from S tier all the way down to F tier. Now, as we do dive into this thing, if you are new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. I'm also going to be on a CFB fam, looking and talking about, what their exact stats look like, because there is kind of a hidden stat that a lot of people do know of that I talk about often that really affects how good quarterbacks are on this game. We're going to start it off with Shoelace, Denard Robinson. I think Shoelace is good on this game, but there is something that needs to be talked about, and it's that 23 throw accuracy. This stat right here is a hidden stat, guys. This stat is not on the game. If you go on the actual game, you will not see this stat, which is crazy because it is such an impactful stat. Nonetheless, Denard does everything else well, does not fumble, has a great spin move, great juke move, throws a tight spiral, 92 speed, 93 acceleration. He's probably a top 2 or 3 quarterback in the entire game. I'm actually going to go S tier with Denard Robinson. I really do like the card. Now, we're going to go one top, one bottom. Geno Smith, I'm going to go F tier. At this stage, Geno Smith is not great. He does not throw a tight spiral. I know his stats might not be the worst, but again, he does not throw a tight spiral. I think it's tough for me to get to a card like Geno Smith when he doesn't throw a tight spiral. The card just does not do a whole ton on the field. 89 overall, has decent speed, but again, I don't know how to get to the card. To me, he's fine, but how high can I be on Geno Smith? Not very high. Troy Smith up next. And here's the thing. If you compare Denard Robertson to Denard Robinson, I keep pronouncing his name wrong. I don't know why. To Troy Smith, they're different quarterbacks, guys. They're different quarterbacks, and it needs to, be talked about. Troy Smith gonna throw the ball better. That is one thing that you have to say is Troy Smith is gonna throw the ball better than Denard Robinson. 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 87 carrying. As far as a runner, not gonna be nearly as good. And so that's the big difference between Troy Smith and Denard Robinson. Denard's going to run the ball way better. Troy Smith's going to throw the ball way better. Who do you prefer? Really comes down to how you play. I prefer Denard Robinson. Troy Smith's still really solid. Throws a tight spiral. Going to be decent throwing the football. He's going to go at A tier. We got to save General Booty. Next up, we've got Barnett. I like Barnett more than Geno Smith, but I don't think the card's perfect by any means. Only that 61 throw accuracy, which is crazy because that's not really good. However, it's a lot better than some of the other cards that we've looked at, okay? Throws a tight spiral as well. Not necessarily the fastest, fumbles the ball too much. I think he's better than Geno Smith, but I do still think he ultimately belongs in D tier. Better than Geno Smith for sure, but D tier for Barnett. General Booty, S tier, one of your best quarterbacks in the game. Here's the big thing for General Booty. Number 1, he can run the football. Number 2, he throws a tight spiral. Number 3, his throw accuracy is literally the best in the game. That's really why I like General Booty. That's why I'm going to sit here in front of you guys and hype the card up. There is no flaws in General Booty. Honestly, is he worth the 475,000 coins? I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. His price has really went up like crazy over the past couple of days. General Booty, one of your best quarterbacks in the game. Easy in S tier. Next up, Jameis Winston. 89 overall, Jameis. I'm going to go D tier. I still don't mind the card, though. He still throws the ball well. He's still, speed-wise, isn't necessarily the best, but not horrible. Jameis D tier. I still like the 89 Jameis. I'm not going to talk a whole ton about his stats and stuff like that, but the card's fine. Johnny Manzel up next. Money Manzel. It's important to compare him to all of these other top quarterbacks in the game because, again, they all do different things. Manzel's 91 speed, 91 acceleration, good carrying, good spin, good juke. Throws a tight spiral, but that throw accuracy being a 40 is a troll. Now, I will say this. I think Johnny Manzel is slightly better than Troy Smith. Honestly, I think Johnny Manzel is on the S tier level. For me, what do I value a lot? I value speed. I value, do they fumble the ball? Do they not fumble the ball? And then I value tight spiral through accuracy. Throws the ball probably slightly better than Denard. Not going to run the ball quite as good. But to me, he's going to, run the ball better than Troy Smith. So it's tough for Johnny Manzel, because it's tough for Troy Smith because he really isn't necessarily that much worse than the rest of these guys. It just comes down to preference. And for me personally, and this is just my opinion, I prefer Johnny Manzel, Denard Robinson, and General Booty all over Troy Smith. Next up, Sawyer Robertson. I mean, come on, man. At this stage of the game, there's no way we can gas this card, right? Like, again, I'm not hating on him specifically, but there's just no way we can gas this card. 86 speed, 86 acceleration, does not have great throw accuracy. Throws a tight spiral, I guess. He's better than Gino Smith, for sure. He's better than Gino Smith. I'm not saying anything crazy like that. But I do not love Sawyer Robertson. Cam Newton, the best quarterback in the game. And so honestly, if I have to move some cards down, I'm willing to do so because Cam Newton is by far and away the best quarterback in the game. S tier is ranked how I'd have him. You know, I do think Denard Robertson, Denard Robinson is better than Johnny Manzel, slightly just because of the way he runs the football. Cam Newton's the best of everything. And I'll pull up his stats so you guys can see. Not going to throw the ball as good as General Booty. That is something that is important. But he runs the ball way better, throws a tight spiral, does have that 94 speed. He is the best quarterback in the game. And honestly, it's not particularly close for Cam Newton, the real deal in college football 25 Ultimate Team. Next up, Eli Holstein. I mean, what? I don't even remember this card being in the game, if you want me to be honest with you guys. 82 speed, throw accuracy, horrible. I mean, he's F tier. If you're running Holstein, I am sorry to you guys. Genuinely, if you're running that card, I'm sorry. The card is not good whatsoever on the field. Cade Klubnik is good. I mean, really good. And where does Cade go? I mean, it really depends on how you specifically play the game. But has good speed, throws a tight spiral. Throw accuracy is not great, but throwing stats other than that are solid. I think for Cade Klubnik, I've got to go A tier. I don't necessarily love having him at the same tier as Troy Smith, but I think it's pretty accurate. Troy Smith is slightly better than Cade Klubnik, but it's close enough. I think the card is A tier. Tim Tebow, F tier, and it's just an eye test thing. I locked in for Tim Tebow in season 1, and boy, do I regret it, man. Not really, because I got all the cards back and all the coins back, but Tim Tebow stinks. This card is not good. This card can't play. He is F tier. RG3 up next. Just an interesting card with Robert Griffin III because honestly, his throwing stats are pretty good. 91 speed, 93 acceleration, throw accuracy is good all across the board. Carrying not great, but he does not throw a tight spiral. And that to me bugs me because that is one of the most important things a quarterback can do. I still think he's A tier, but just be leery that he doesn't throw a tight spiral. And do you really care about that? Do you not care about that? That comes down to you personally, right? I mean, generally, do you care about it or not is really going to determine whether RG3 plays for you guys. Tyler Huff stinks. I mean, this card absolutely blows. And I want to talk about it because honestly, I thought this card was going to be okay. 86 speed, 87 acceleration, 25 throw accuracy. 25! With only 86 speed. This card does nothing well on the field. Nothing. You can't sit here and tell me I need to gas this Tyler Huff card. The card is not good whatsoever. At all. And so I'm not going to sit here and act like he is. Tyler Huff, C tier. The card is not good. Next up, we do see Dillon Gabriel. I mean, he's left-handed. I'll go D tier. I think he's better than Tim Tebow. But Gabriel is not good either. And it comes down to the fact that lefty quarterbacks are broken. I didn't believe it because, look, this is my first year playing a football game. From the beginning, not first year, but first year in a long time. From the beginning, people told me left-handed quarterbacks are broken. I was like, man, you guys don't know what you're talking about. There's no way that's true. Trust me, it's true. Dillon Gabriel stinks. Carson Beck, you stink too. And I want to talk about this Carson Beck card because I thought this card would be decent. 85 speed, not great throw accuracy. He does throw a tight spiral. But what does he do well on the field? I mean, he throws the ball okay, but I think D tier. I mean, honestly, Carson Beck stinks. And I'm sorry because I've got the card for free too, but he stinks. Next up, we do see KJ Jefferson. KJ isn't bad. Like, he's really not bad, and I'll talk about it because I think he deserves to be talked about. KJ's a card that came out. Nobody really, hyped the card up too much, but he throws a tight spiral, decent throw accuracy, decent enough speed. He's probably still D tier, but KJ's not bad, and I do know you can get KJ for absolutely free if you do go and purchase like the season or the pack for this season. I mean, everybody can purchase it, but if you purchase that, KJ comes out of there, and trust me, KJ, I don't want to say he's necessarily worth buying from that, but trust me when I say KJ is an absolute stud of a card in this game. For his overall, again, 90 overall, or you can just buy that pack that can kind of help you get into Ultimate Team. KJ Jefferson can play. A stud is gassing it, but the card isn't bad. Lenoris Sellers, it kind of stinks because I actually got Lenoris Sellers out of a BND pack. So I've got this card and I can't sell him, but I don't think Lenoris Sellers is good enough to play. Doesn't throw a tight spiral. 73 throw accuracy isn't necessarily great, but he fumbles too much. I do like the 90 speed though. And so I'm going to throw Lenoris Sellers at B tier because I like his speed. I like his ability in this game to play. It just comes down to I can't go any higher than B tier. He's fine, but B tier is where he belongs. Caden Hauser up next. Genuinely have no idea. Like another card that if you told me this card didn't exist, I wouldn't think twice. I mean, throws a tight spiral, 85 speed, 73 throw accuracy. I mean, is the card the worst? No, but is the card worth picking up? No. This card's not great in the game. Unless you're a big Eastern Carolina fan or East Carolina fan, you could do better than that card. Cam Ward up next. Cam Ward's tough. Because I feel like these 92, 91 quarterbacks had their time in the game. It's just tough at this stage. Cam Ward, not bad. Does throw a tight spiral. Decent speed, decent acceleration. Honestly, I think he's slightly better than Lenoris Sellers. Not as fast as Sellers, but he does everything else better. Throws the ball way better. I don't hate Cam Ward. Honestly, I'm going A tier with Cam Ward. I like 92 overall Cam Ward. I think the card is an absolute beast on this game. Malik Murphy, not very good. I'm going to go D tier. Obviously, if you can upgrade him eventually, could be good. But right now, Malik Murphy is not good. Trevor Lawrence, not great either. And for Trevor Lawrence, it comes down to the card does not throw a tight spiral. And so I can't really hype the card up too much. Doesn't throw a tight spiral. So it's decent speed, decent acceleration. I mean, he's still not bad. I'm going to go B tier. He's fine. But I'd take Cam Ward over him. Definitely take RG3 over him. Joe Burrow up next. When Burrow came out, his speed was way too low. They did end up changing it a little bit to make his speed a little bit higher. But I still don't know how I feel about the card. Throwing the ball doesn't get much better than Burrow. But running the football, not great. I'm going to go C tier. Blake Shapen, I think you can upgrade this card. So this is an interesting one that I really need to think about and talk about with you guys. Because you can upgrade him. And obviously when he's upgraded, he's going to be a little bit better. But it really doesn't matter a whole ton because his speed acceleration stays the same. Throws a tight spiral. I like the card overall though. 65 throw accuracy isn't bad. I think he is deserving of B tier though. Not as good as a guy like Cam Ward. But Shapen can play, guys. I want you guys to know that Shapen can absolutely play on this game. B tier. Let's go Shadur Sanders up next. Shadur's solid, guys. Shadur Sanders is really solid on the field. A guy that's going to throw the ball about as well as anybody else on the field. 86 speed, 87 acceleration. Throw accuracy is at a 60, but nobody has that high for the most part. And at least it's not like a 25. Does throw a tight spiral. I can't hate on Shadur Sanders at all. Wish he was maybe slightly faster, but I still think he's B tier. I still think a guy like Cam Ward is better than him. I think Cade Klubnik is better than him. Shadur, I'm going B tier. Braxton Miller, a weird card up next. I still think to this day Braxton Miller is B tier. And it's weird that at this stage I'm this high on Braxton Miller, but he's still fast. He still doesn't fumble. He's still running the football. He's going to be one of your better quarterbacks in the game. Throws a tight spiral. The only real negative part about Braxton Miller is that 40 throw accuracy. That's the really one negative side that I see with Braxton Miller where I'm like, that is a big red flag. But other than that, I still think B tier for Braxton. I don't mind the card. Jalen Milroe, I think I've got to go B tier with Jalen Milroe as well. And it's crazy because I got a BND Jalen Milroe, but I just can't get to this card. Does throw a tight spiral, good speed. I actually think Jalen Milroe is A tier. As I'm looking at Jalen Milroe, he throws the ball decent, throws a tight spiral, runs the ball really well. I actually think Jalen Milroe is deserving of A tier, which honestly coming into this video, I really didn't think I would say. I didn't. I thought Milroe was okay. I didn't think I'd say he's A tier, but he is. A really solid quarterback. Diego Pavia up next. Not my favorite card in the game at all. I mean, again, another card that you can run and have success with, but he's got 24 throw accuracy. So you see me talk about, the throw accuracy stat a lot. The 24 is crazy. Normally, I don't care too much. 24 is nearly unusable. Not overly fast either. And so again, when I'm, hyping up some of these cards, it's, they're either fast or have great throw accuracy. What does Pavia do on the field? I don't necessarily know. Card's not great. Last but certainly not least, Jameis Winston. I will always love you, Jameis. This is a situation in which nobody could ever make me hate Jameis Winston on this game, but I have reasoning for why I like this card so much. So hear me out. Where do you want to start? Well, honestly, where do you want to start with Jameis Winston? 87 speed, 86 acceleration, fine. Throw accuracy is okay, 75, higher than most. Throws a tight spiral, throws the ball incredibly well. Throws a tight spiral, has decent speed, decent acceleration. Jameis Winston can absolutely play on this game. No matter what anybody says, I love you, Jameis Winston. Nobody could ever make me hate you. I think you are an absolute stud of a card on this game. You're going at A tier. That's going to wrap it up for my quarterback tier list today. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Did I hit it spot on? Was I off? Let me know. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.